Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the show. We got breaking news today.
Breaking news.
I'm your host, Rakeem. My other co-host,
Bubba the Bone Crush.
My other co-host,
Sharon.
Well, today in the news, I feel so bad for Johnathan Majors. He was found guilty on, I think, one or two charges. Two out of four charges.
Mm-hmm.
And right after the verdict, Disney and Marvel Studios fired him.
Wow.
Let's get this video and we'll come back and talk about it.
And hello everyone, I'm Kira Phillips.
And I'm Terry. For our fans, we got this from ABC News. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Miranda, we've got some breaking news. The jury in the Johnathan Majors domestic violence trial has found him guilty of one count of assault and one count of harassment, but acquitted him of another count of assaulting his former girlfriend. This comes after jurors spent 4 or 5 hours deliberating over portions of several days. And this is a case that has gotten a lot of attention. Johnathan Majors, a major rising star, and he met a crisis in this, and the jury has now returned with its verdict.
And there was a lot of talk about this trial impacting his future in the movie business. Rising star within the Marvel movies. Our legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer, has been following this from the very beginning as well. So I guess let's first of all talk about the charges here. Brian, your first reaction.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of scratching my head just because I'm looking at the different charges, and let me break it down and explain. There are two different assaults here. One is intentional assault and one is reckless assault. Based on the number order that they're telling us, my guess, and please someone correct me if I'm wrong, is they're acquitting him of intentional assault, but finding him guilty of reckless assault, meaning that he just did something he should have known better, and it caused the injury of Grace Jabari. Then he's found not guilty of aggravated assault, which is to alarm, annoy, harass, or threaten someone and subject them to physical violence. But he's not guilty of that, but he is guilty of alarming and annoying Grace Jabari. To me, this sounds like we call it a King Solomon decision. They literally just split the baby and said half and half, but some of the convictions and some of the acquittals don't really make sense when you put them all together.
Well, Brian, let me try to make a little sense. I wonder, I don't know the exact fact pattern since I wasn't in the courtroom, but couldn't you say that in the fury of what is a domestic dispute, he was reckless in his handling, in his physical handling of Jabari, and that was the reckless assault. And the harassment is he lost his temper rather than consciously went after her. Does that make sense?
No, because pause a little bit. Now I said, when you making money, you gotta watch yourself.
There's people out here trying to get every dollar you got. They don't want to got that do what you're doing, but they want what you got. Yeah. And let me just say it up front, men. If you got a woman that you have to harass and assault
and constantly restrain
you don't need her. That's not a relationship. This woman got some issues, and then if she know all your buttons to push to make you act like an idiot, then you don't need her. I mean, this man had too much to lose.
Too much going for himself.
And there too many women in the world that would have appreciated him. But no, he had to find some closet psycho and start dating her. Now he thought he gonna mold her and rearrange her and shape her into the woman he wanted her to be.
That's true.
No, that's just like only time you can mold and shape cement is when it's wet. When it got hard, ain't nothing you can do with it.
Cold.
Ain't nothing you can do with it. You gotta just walk away from it.
Now, they say you're doing movies in Hollywood, you got too much to lose.
Too much.
Messing with these foolish women.
Too much. You never let somebody control you like that. And that's what it was. She was controlling his mood, his temper. You don't give nobody that kind of power.
You sure don't.
I mean,
what's your take on this, Bubba?
I mean, I want to use some cuss words, but I can't.
Hey, on this channel you can use cuss words. You can't use the harsh one.
I want to use the harsh one.
Oh no, you can't use the harsh one.
Yeah, What the hell was you thinking? You was in Creed.
Then he was in a Marvel movie.
I mean,
that one Marvel movie set you up for life.
I mean, when you get your feet in the game, you avoid obstacles at all costs.
Yeah. Then that was an obstacle.
That's true.
Now she took it. Now everything gone from her.
Lost everything. Now, I mean, he seen what happened to men who put their hands on women.
That's true.
He seen that in the past. All these sports guys that lost their positions.
Yeah.
He see that. Then you gonna go and do the same exact thing?
Even though he's found guilty, we still gonna say alleged on this channel.
Oh,
well, on charge accounts, he is guilty on.
But you know, you seen what happens when you do that. And then you gonna go and do the same mistake. You don't think that anything gonna happen to you?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna do the same thing? I mean, where's the sense in that?
Even though she's in the wrong, but you still a man.
You don't have no business putting your hands on the. If you gotta beat somebody to make them act right, then you don't need them.
You gotta strain them, lift them up, put them in the car.
You don't need them. He should have left that chick out there on the side of the road.
Exactly right.
If she didn't want to get in the car, I'm like, hey, see ya. And I would have took off.
You should have called 911 and cover yourself.
He should have took off.
Yeah.
Don't call 911 because when they come, they see she's white and he's black. You're going to be, no, you ain't going to listen to him.
Right.
So just get in your car and take off.
That's true. And I'll get some more in this video.
Would make sense for the reckless and then the aggravated harassment, because the aggravated harassment is harassing someone through physical violence. So why find him guilty of assaulting recklessly, but not guilty of harassing someone through physical force? That's the part that I'm thinking someone just kind of said, you know what, we'll find him guilty for two, but not guilty for these two. But it could work. Someone's got to talk to the jury, I guess.
Yeah. Let's talk about the evidence, because there was clearly clashing narrative from both sides. We had video, audio, text, photos. Do we have that video? Okay, this is some of the photos that we had here of the bruises and the cuts. This is the video that I'm talking about. I mean, this was probably one of the most powerful pieces of the evidence that they played in court, Brian.
Absolutely. And I was in court watching some of this video being played to the jury, and I think it was difficult for both the prosecution and the defense to really articulate this video in a way that really moved the jury. And I think ultimately the jury kind of took this case into their own hands. We saw that from the jury notes saying we want all of the evidence, pretty much video, testimony, 911 calls. And they decided for themselves. For me, is this Johnathan Majors assaulting his then girlfriend, then running away, or is this him trying to stop her from stealing, or I guess re-stealing his cell phone and getting away from her? The juxtaposition of how this was presented to the jury, I think, is what caused the deliberation to take so long.
And there's this. Hey there, family, while you're shopping, give me a 5G phone, it's on my list.
Instead of doing all this, better plan is to switch to Verizon.
This holiday, turn any Google phone in any condition into a Pixel 8 Pro on us. And now add Netflix and Max to your plan for just $10 a month, only on Verizon.
There's a state of mind.
Right here. See, when she stole his phone, he should have let her have the phone. That's where he messed up. He could have got him another phone.
Yeah. I mean, what she wanted the phone for anyway?
Look though.
Cause she think he was texting another girl.
That's not what if he was. They ain't married.
You sure ain't. That's not gonna stop him from texting another girl.
You can text anybody you want to. If I'm not married to you,
are we not even engaged?
I do what I want to do.
Whatever. I do what I want.
That's right.
So at this point, it really don't matter if you engaged, because she's still single until you
still single.
That out.
Yeah, even if I was engaged to you, if I want to text somebody else, I will. What you
gonna do about it?
If you don't like it, break up with me.
You don't pay my phone bill.
There are the fishes in the sea just waiting to get caught. So that's stupid. What? Let her have the phone.
Let her have the phone.
And call and have it turned off and buy you another one.
That's all you had to do. Even if you was or wasn't cheating, let her have the phone.
I mean, I just tell you, you don't need my phone. Ask me a question. Were you cheating? Yes, I was. Were you texting somebody? Yes, I was.
Yeah,
it's losing everything you got over Miss Kitty. Really?
and trying to get a cell phone back.
Really?
All that money you got, you go fight over that little bitty cell phone.
That cell phone. You can have the cell phone. Take it. What you gonna do with it? Call everybody in the phone? Then what's that gonna do for you?
That's true.
Huh.
All right, if he had the phone linked to his Find My Phone on Google, all he had to do is go find a computer and turn it off.
Let her smash it. Let her throw away. Who cares? Get you another one.
That's true.
People put too much value over a cell phone.
Yes, they do.
And if you are ashamed of what you're doing or trying to stick with what you're doing, then you shouldn't be doing it.
And then another thing, your agent has all Hollywood people got your agent's phone number, so all you had to do is let it go to him and go find another phone.
Wait, no, they don't call you anyway. They call your agent.
Yeah, but I said all he had to do is either call his agent and say, "Look, my phone is stolen. Whatever, I'm gonna give you a new one. I'll call you back."
Just why? People don't think.
People not see. In this case, you said what he could have done. He wasn't using logic.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Now go ahead.
So when you're not using logic, you don't think reasonable, rational.
Yeah. Well, that's why you shouldn't let nobody get under your skin like that.
Especially when you got a lot to lose.
Even when you ain't got nothing to lose, you don't let nobody get under your skin to that point where you can't think straight no more.
I feel bad for the brother. His career he may or may not be able to recover from this. Who knows?
I mean, I can feel bad for him to a certain extent, but he put himself in the situation.
That ain't the first. Go ahead.
He didn't have to put himself in the first place.
That's right.
I said this ain't the first time y'all done got in a squabble or argument.
No, he know that girl's a psycho. He should have dumped her a long time ago. I mean, over some booty comes a dime a dozen. I mean,
especially when you're in Hollywood.
And then you a star. Yeah. You get all the booty you want.
You get all the meow thrown at you.
Then if you can't, just go get you an escort. I don't condone that. But no, when push comes to shove, you want a date and you can't, go get you an escort. Or either go in the bathroom and take matters in your own hands. So, really, I'm going to lose all my millions for that?
So this is what happened when you have a vindictive, damaged woman. Now, let's play some more.
And obviously that the prosecution would have to prove, right? And so here they are. She has seen the spark that triggered this fight, where she saw what she thought was a message from another woman on his phone. So she was trying to grab the phone. He's trying to grab it back. They're probably at the peak of emotions and anger and mutual conflict at that point. And would the jury have factored that in? In other words, we've all been in fights with people we love, and so it's not the same as a more conscious.
As Brian smiles, he's like,
yeah. So this is the difficult part for me, and this is where I was getting in trouble at home when I tried to break this down to my wife. What I didn't like about this defense is they didn't focus on what is called Penal Law 3525. It's the ability to use force to stop a larceny or theft or criminal mischief to damage your property. And I always go back to this analogy that I've said multiple times in ABC. And I'll use Kira, use an example. If Kira's walking down the street and someone takes her purse, the law says you're allowed to use force to take your property back. The law doesn't say, well, your girlfriend's allowed to take your cell phone because she's allowed to check for infidelity. The law doesn't say, well, my wife's allowed or I'm allowed to take my wife's property because I need to check it for this or that. No. To me, this broke down to Grace Jabari stealing property and Johnathan Majors using force. Now, the question is it appropriate force to take back his property? But that seemed to be an argument that was missed completely in this trial. I'm not sure quite why. For the most part, they really focused on, can you believe that these injuries actually occurred in that vehicle when Grace Jabari then went off drinking with these new friends that she saw, that she supposedly bumped into a wall, supposedly bounced her head off of the DJ booth, was smoking with a cigarette. Was her finger really broken? Was her ear really scratched? That's where this case really focused. It didn't focus on, is any person justified of using force to take back their property?
So Majors didn't testify in his own defense, right?
That's correct. He did not testify in this case.
That's where he messed up.
Yeah.
I don't care if you got a lawyer. You should have testified.
You should have.
Well, okay, since we talking about shouldas and wouldas and couldas, you should have dumped her a long time ago.
There you go. That's true also.
And you should have kept your hands to yourself. I mean, he ignored all those red flags. Why do you think she was single when you met her?
I know, right?
Right.
Make it make sense.
You didn't go ask no ex-boyfriends and.
I mean, why didn't you hire private? If I had all those millions, I would trust me.
I'm getting a woman fully vetted.
You don't. Let's take it all the way back to high school, please. No, let's take it back to junior high school, please.
And check her mental health records.
And let's check out her family while you at it.
There you go.
See what they're about. No, I'm just not gonna walk blindly. If I had no kind of millions and had all this stuff going for me, I'm not gonna walk blindly into anything.
Yeah, like I said.
Cause she's single for a reason.
Yes, she is. Like I said, they go believe a woman before they believe a man.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing even got to happen. All she gotta say, assault.
That's all she said.
Rhymes with great, but he did it to me.
Yep. That's all. I mean, they'll take a woman's word any day over a man's word.
That's true.
And you know, this woman's mad because she think he seeing somebody else, so she gonna take it to another level. She gonna turn everything around and make it seem like, you know, she's the victim. He's that's being vindictive.
Yes, it is. I won't be surprised if you take it to a civil lawsuit next. I will not be surprised.
She who knows? She might. I mean, she the one.
Yeah.
So just stupid. I mean, just stupid. All that stuff is crazy.
Yes,
I ain't gonna fight for nobody to stay me. If you want to go, let the door.
Yeah. One monkey don't stop no show.
I tell you what, you don't have to leave. I have to leave. I tell you to leave. Leave. Come. Go find somebody else. You ain't gonna ruin my life. You ain't gonna pull me down. No, you gotta go. One of us gotta go, and it ain't gonna be me because this is my house. So see ya.
Well, like I said, who knows if he can recover from this?
Maybe if he does, he'll use better judgment next time. And a woman is not worth that. A man is. If you're a woman, a man ain't worth it. If you're a man, a woman, ain't nothing worth that.
See, the problem is when you make money like this, you don't date nobody who ain't got nothing to lose.
Well, you know, even if you don't have money, you still don't. You still don't date nobody. A woman ain't worth it.
That's true.
To lose everything you have, a woman ain't worth it. I don't care who she is. I don't care if she Beyonce. I don't care who she is. And ain't no woman worth losing everything you worked so hard to get.
True. I'll get some more of this video.
Do you think that helped or hurt him?
Hindsight's always 20/20. So you look at it now and you're like, maybe it hurt him. I think the difficulty in him testifying was that the evidence that came in was so strong that, for lack of a better term, this was a toxic relationship. This was a man who believed he was, as his own words, a great man, and that he needed a great woman similar to like that of Michelle Obama or Coretta Scott King, and through the prosecution's eyes or their lens was manipulating Grace Jabari to be someone else through verbal and emotional abuse, and that this crescendo of verbal and emotional abuse led to the physical abuse that is this case. And if Johnathan Majors took the stand, he would have had to answer for each and every one of those instances of verbal and emotional abuse. And I think that would have been very damning for him, not just in a criminal setting, but also in a PR setting, because he's got to have a life after this. So I think strategically it makes sense for him not to testify. No. But I think on another sense, him testifying to what happened in that vehicle, saying, I was just trying to get my phone back. This was not a form of manipulation. This wasn't a form of abuse. This was someone took my property and I tried to take it back with as little force or little harm as possible, and she wasn't injured when I left. I think that could have been helpful as well.
Well,
so much to explore at Total Wine and More.
What you about to say?
Well, going back to what he made a statement that he wanted a great woman. He knew this wasn't a great woman when he met her. He knew she wasn't a Michelle Obama or Coretta Scott King when he met her. All he had to do was talk to her about 30 minutes. You would have known.
That's true.
So if she was not the person that you wanted, why did you stick with her?
Who knows? The world only will never know.
I mean,
you can't turn a donkey into a prize horse.
Not a donkey, a mule.
A mule's donkey, same thing.
You can't turn a mule into a racehorse. And that's what he was trying to do. He took this mule that he picked up probably at a bar somewhere and tried to turn it into a racehorse.
That's true.
If she wasn't a racehorse to start with, she ain't gonna be one. She didn't have the DNA to be a racehorse.
She was an old backwood alley dog.
Oh, sway back mule. So, fellas, if you want a great woman, you can't make a great woman. You can't change cement after it's hardened. So, go find you a great woman that's already a great woman.
She should have had Megan Good in the beginning. I ain't gonna say she's a great woman because I don't know her.
Who?
Megan Good. I said he should have had her in the beginning.
You think Megan Good?
That's why I said I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of doubt them.
Yeah, I doubt. You see, she had a pretty good man. She couldn't stay with him. So evidently she wasn't too great. I mean, look at them things she picked out the husband. But anyway.
Let's get into more of this video.
But Aaron Katusku's been covering this for us. Thank you, Brian, our senior investigative reporter. So, Aaron, this is a split verdict. Brian's just been slicing and dicing the law with us and some of the evidence in the case. What do you make of this verdict? What's the jury saying, and what are the consequences for Johnathan Majors?
I think off the bat, with 2 counts of conviction, Johnathan Majors faces as much as a year in prison, although hard-pressed to find another case of misdemeanor domestic violence where a first-time offender actually served time. But be that as it may, he does face the possibility of a year in prison on each of the 2 counts of conviction. Terry, I think the verdict reflects a signal from the jury that they did not believe Johnathan Majors intentionally assaulted Grace Jabari in the backseat of that SUV back in March, but was reckless when he tried to grab back his phone and left her with a lacerated ear and a fractured finger. Because on both counts that involved intentional conduct, the jury acquitted him. On the counts where it was just reckless assault, he was convicted. And then the jury saw video of the alleged harassment outside the SUV where Majors is seen hoisting Jabari off the ground and shoving her back into the SUV. That was pretty cut and dry, it seemed, to the jury, and so they convicted him on the single misdemeanor count of harassment.
So what's the talk then, Aaron?
Silly bimbo running out in front of traffic and everything.
You should have let it run right there and get run over.
Well, that's actually she was chasing.
She should have got run over.
Fella, even if you do or don't got nothing to lose, leave these toxic women alone.
Leave them alone. I mean, who in their right mind run down the street to get away from everybody, run into traffic trying to... What rational, intelligent person does that? You got a bimbo. You got a vindictive, toxic bimbo, and that's what you want.
Well, that's true. What's your take on this, Bubba?
I can only say it all I can say. I said all I can say about it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can say because that was just plain dumb.
Yes,
that's stupid. Don't risk everything you got over some
retarded meow.
Over some butt. I mean, you lost everything over some butt.
It'd be different if she was shooting out gold nuggets.
There you go with them gold nuggets again.
I would have picked up those gold nuggets, cash on me.
Well, she wasn't she wasn't spitting out no gold nugget. Only thing she spitting out was crap.
Carbon monoxide. I'll play some more. It's almost over.
Just about his future and his career and how that's playing into all of this. I mean, a lot of the coverage has been about how he was this rising star within Marvel, and that this case could devastate his future.
Well, he was a rising star within Marvel, wasn't he? You know, with roles in Loki and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is where he met Grace Jabari on set. She was doing a dance instruction for some of the cast members. And a lot of his projects have been put on hold pending the outcome of the case. But regardless, and you know, he can try to fight the 2 counts of conviction, but regardless, there were some things that came out during trial which were not a good look for his reputation. The jury heard, and Majors does not dispute, that Majors was throwing things at Grace Jabari on several occasions, threw a candle at her head, the candle container smashed, the jury saw pictures of it. There were clearly instances of verbal and emotional abuse where he's imploring her not to come home drunk because he's a great man, he needs a great woman to support him, and implores her to behave more like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama, implicitly comparing himself to the husbands of those 2 women. And there were other instances where he tells her, and the jury saw surveillance images of this, to button up her blouse. He thought her blouse was unbuttoned too much as they were going out on the night, March 25th, earlier this year when the assault occurred. So there were things that weren't great for Majors that came out. Now, whether he can overcome that, Kira, Terry, you guys know Hollywood sometimes has short memories.
Well, although since really the Me Too movement, it is hard for someone to come back from these kinds of allegations without a great journey of reconciliation with all, himself first, perhaps.
And Terry, I think that what you just said seems to reflect a reason that the Manhattan District Attorney decided to bring this case in the first place, because prosecutors seem to believe that it doesn't have to just be Harvey Weinstein or conduct that reaches that level. And in fact, I think prosecutors are coming to a belief that women are enduring all sorts of other kinds of domestic violence that don't necessarily rise to felony conduct under the law. But
well, I don't really think there's much more we can say about this.
No.
Like I said, but it's alleged that Disney and Marvel Studios fired him after he was found guilty.
Yeah. He lost everything he had over this woman. He knew she was she liked to drink, liked to party.
Yeah. Hey, we like to party. Hey.
He knew that. I mean, he done fussed at about coming home drunk. So, why?
That's a good question.
Why did he just drop her? Why he? All I can say is why.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Well, if you like this content, give us a thumbs up. Tell us what you think about it.
All right, like, comment, share, and subscribe. So
Yeah.
the next time, I'm your host, Rakeem, and my co-host,
Bobby the Bone Crusher.
and my other co-host.
Share.
Until next time, people, watch out who you date.
Please.
Please. We out.